If we haven't met, I'm Jennifer Elliott. This is an all levels heart-centered practice. We will have some good strong poses, but I always add on. I always have layers, so you can always do what works for you and skip the rest. Definitely have a blanket or something you can use for padding. Definitely have a strap or a belt or something you can use to stretch your hamstrings. And then if you don't have a set of blocks, one is fine, or something that you could fold up and be used. The width of a block would be great. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start in a 2-block heart opener. If you don't have a 2-block heart opener, but you have something that you could put underneath your chest so that you can be nice and open, that might be nice to use your blanket, or honestly, I've even used a foam roller before. Maybe one of these days I'll do that for you. So get started in either your 2-block heart opener or whatever is going to be your opening heart pose. So you can set your elbows down next to your blocks if this is what you're doing. Lift your chest, trying to get just the bottom tips of the shoulder blades on the block, and then your head on block 2. I'm going to keep my knees bent, arms out to the sides, and just close the eyes. Take a few moments here. And so with a heart-centered practice, we know we're going to spend a lot of time just sort of expanding and opening the space in the rib cage. So it's also a practice for the lungs as we create space in the thoracic cavity and the chest cavity. We create space not only for the heart, but for our lungs to breathe. And let's just start to soften through the jaw and then relax the eyes, just telling our nervous system that we're slowing down, we're tuning in. And just notice the quality of your breath as it is here. And take a nice full inhale through the nose. And let's take an exhale back out the nose. In through the nose. And out. A couple more on your own. Just find a nice rhythm of breath. And start to move your inward gaze down, even though the eyes are closed. See if you can focus your inward gaze to your heart center, moving away from the thinking mind and more into your feeling body. Take an inhale, reach the arms overhead. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms open. I always recommend a yawn. It tells your nervous system to relax. And then as you release the hands, turn your palms to face one another. So thumbs are down, palms are facing each other behind you. And then from there, you can just reach your hands straight up to the ceiling. See that your hands are facing each other like you were holding a block above you. Try to wrap your triceps forward just a little bit so that you're spinning your biceps, your inner upper arms back. And then you're going to bend at your elbows. Place your hands on the block under your head. If there is no block, just place your hands on your ears. And you can slide the hands down the block or down your ears. Wrap those outer arms in. Really trying to squeeze the triceps in towards your face. Again, inhale, send the arms up to the ceiling. Wrap the triceps a little forward. Bend at your elbows. Hands hold the block or your ears. Slide them as far down as they'll go. And then the elbows tend to splay, so wrap them in the best you can. Try to feel that same outer arm as it spins towards the ceiling. It's that same work we did just a moment ago. Last one. Reach the arms up. Spin the triceps forward to feel it here. Bend your elbows. Hold your block or your ears. And once your fingers go down, again, try to wrap those outer arms in. Reach your hands to the ceiling and lower them down to the ground. All right, roll to your side. Press yourself up. If you have a block, keep one of them nearby. You can just take that block between the thighs. So a nice tabletop position with the legs. So this is where if you don't have a block, a nice folded blanket will do, a pillow, anything to keep your legs in a nice neutral position. Your arms are going to come out to the sides, and then we're just going to drop the knees to the left side. We don't want the knees down. We want to slide the knees a little higher, at least at level with hip height, maybe a little bit higher than that. And then we're going to roll all the way over to the left side so that you're on your left ear, palm over palm. You're just sort of in fetal position on your left. Dynamic movements now in our twist. Inhale, open up the right arm, and exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open the right arm in your twist, and exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open the arm. This time, let the hand come all the way down to the floor. Now, you can look at the right hand in your twist. For me, I really like looking on the same direction as the knees. It's just a really nice stretch for my neck. You might even place that left hand on top of your right thigh. A couple of breaths. I don't expect the right shoulder to be on the ground. We did this specifically so it would have a little bit of a lift so that we could get a nice deep stretch into the upper right pec. One more breath. Hug the thighs to your prop. Slowly come to center and then drop your knees to the right. Again, slide the knees at least level with the hips, maybe higher. Roll onto your right side, palm over palm. And then again, inhale, left arm opens towards a twist. And exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Let the hand go wherever it does. You can look at the left hand or you can look in the direction of the knees, whatever feels better for you. And just breathe into that left side chest. Couple breaths. And then hug your thighs to the prop. Slowly come to center. Once you find yourself at center, you're going to keep your knees right above your hips. Just raise your legs up so that they are nice and parallel to each other and the ground. Flex your feet, interlace your hands under your head. Pick up your shoulders, take an inhale. Exhale, curl your heart up, navel to the spine. Inhale, lower and relax. Exhale, curl it up. Inhale and relax. Continue on your own. Think less about this being core work and more about linking breath and movement. Exhale, press the stale air out. Inhale, lower, refill the lungs. A couple more on your own. You might even draw those elbows in like we've been doing. One more. All right, now when you set your head down, keep the block or prop between the thighs. If there's no prop, just keep your legs neutral. You're going to set your feet down like you're going to move into a bridge. You can hold the edges of the mat, walk the shoulder blades underneath you, lightly peel your hips up into bridge. And you're going to anchor through the heels. So really try to engage the hamstrings. And then slowly paint the spine down. Take just the arms by your sides, thumbs are up. Reach only the arms overhead, taking them behind you, continuing to spiral the tricep up towards the ceiling. And then bring your arms down. All right, let's do that together with the hips. Inhale, arms and hips rise. Exhale, arms and hips down. Twice more on your own. Inhale, arms and hips rise. Exhale, arms and hips down. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Take the block between the thighs, remove it. Knees to your chest, hands under your knees. Rock yourself forward and back, or however you'd like to come up to seated. Okay. Place your hands on your knees. You're just crossing comfortably at your ankles at the top of your mat. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Elbows hug into the body, widen through the collarbones. Exhale, hold on to the knees, round back, stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, chest forward, elbows in, gaze down slightly. And then exhale, round. One more. Inhale, heart forward, but drop the chin just a little bit. and then return to center. You can switch the cross of the legs. Take the hands on the knees again. Inhale, heart forward, elbows in. Exhale, round it back. Inhale, exhale. One more. And return to center. Okay, find your way to hands and knees. You can place your blocks near the top edges of your mat. If you need them, that's where you'll want them usually, so they'll be there for you. And then I know that later I'm really going to need a blanket for padding, so I'm going to have my blanket handy. And then find your way to hands and knees, tabletop pose. So your wrist creases are parallel with the front of the mat, the fingers are spread wide. You've got a torso's distance between your hands and your knees. Cat-cow pose. So take an inhale, pull your chest forward like you were a moment ago when you're sitting cross-legged. And then exhale, round the spine, draw the navel in. Inhale, chest forward, also lift the navel in as you reach the tailbone back. Exhale, round, pull the belly in again as you press through palms and shins. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Press all the way back, hips to heels. Find your child's pose. Spread your fingers wide. Start to activate the arms as if this is down dog. The triceps still spin down. The biceps still spin up. Take one more breath. Come up, hands and knees. Lift the heart. Tuck the toes. Lift up and back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal the feet out. Just start to get into the legs. And then shift forward into plank, top of your push-up. If there's any issue in the wrist or this just isn't where you're ready to be, you can always be on your knees. So from plank or from your knees, tip forward, go slow to the floor. Elbows graze the body. Keep the shoulder heads lifted. Come all the way down to your belly. Then when you arrive on your belly, hands are under elbows. Take an inhale, lift the heart, coil it forward, and release. Keep the feet rooted. Inhale, lift the heart and the navel, elbows hug, and release. Inhale, lift the heart, slide under the forearms for Sphinx. Maybe shift back if you're partially on or off your mat. And then as you drag the heart forward, this should almost feel like that 2-block heart opener if you took that. Okay, so from here, you might feel like you want to lower down so you can reach back for your left ankle. Just pull your foot towards your rear. Send your tailbone to the floor as you lengthen back, and this may be more than enough. If you're feeling like you'd like to move on, the upper body can lift like Sphinx. Your hand on your foot, the fingertips turn to face the front, elbow high, and you gently put pressure down. But again, take care of your knee. Send your tailbone back. You're either on your belly or you've lifted into this Ardha Vikasana version. Very gently release. And then again, you might lower as you reach for the right ankle. Send your tailbone back, pressing your pubic bone into the ground. You can stay quite low here. This is a really nice place to be. Or maybe lift up like Sphinx. Turn your fingertips so they face the front, and then gently use the heel of the hand, pressing down. Find your breath. And very gently release. Hands are underneath your elbows. Lift your heart, cobra, or push into your feet, straighten your arms, lift your navel, upward facing dog. Drop your chin just slightly. Lift your navel in and up. Down dog. Take a couple breaths. Raise your right leg to the height of the hip. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Pull the knee up high to the chest. Inhale the leg back. Exhale, knee to the left arm. Cross. Inhale the leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot next to the right thumb tip. And this is where you may want that padding. So we can drop our back knee down. Sink into your lunge and sweep the arms up. Anjaneyasana. So from here, place your right hand on your right thigh and use it to really anchor that leg down. Reach up with the left hand, inhale, and then exhale, slowly twist and cross the elbow over the knee. Bring your palms together. You can push firmly to the top of the back foot. Inhale, lift the heart, move through the crown of the head. Exhale, gently twist and wind. Couple breaths. Now, as you slowly unwind, come to center, but you can put your right elbow on your right thigh. And as you open, that left hand reaches back, maybe for the ankle. If you're like me, I'm pretty sore today, a little tight from a little jog, so this is quite challenging. So see where you're at. Find your breath, lift your navel in and up. And then very gently release. Hands down, and you can slowly just step to downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, the leg back. Exhale, knee to the right arm. Cross. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot next to the left thumb tip. Release the back knee down, maybe pat it. Inhale, arms rise, Anjaneyasana. Left hand on the left thigh, root it down as you reach up out of the right hand, inhale. Exhale, twist, elbow over knee. Palms come together, lengthen your spine, inhale. Maybe you can push more to the top of the back foot, and then exhale, twist. Couple breaths. As you slowly go to unwind, you can place your left elbow and just rest it on your thigh, and that may be plenty. Right hand can reach back. Maybe you can reach for that ankle. Again, I'm not really able to do this unless I've got a pretty good padding underneath my knee, so be cautious if you're not quite there with your props, or if your body needs a little more time to warm up. Gently release. Tuck the back toes under. Let's find downward facing dog. And simply move your blanket out of your way. Just come high to the toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Come up halfway, pull your chest forward. Exhale, fold. Maybe you can plant the palms down. Place your hands on your hips, elbows to the sky. Lead with your heart and come all the way to stand. Okay, from here, bring your arms by your sides. A lot of times in salutations, I bring the arms and circle them out and up. But today, let's see if we can remember to bring the arms forward so we can still work that wrapping of the triceps. So arms by the sides, grow tall, lift the navel in and up. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up, palms press, gaze up slightly. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees on the way down. Inhale up halfway, slight chin lock. Exhale, step to plank, top of your push-up. Spin the inner thighs up, lift the navel in as you send the tailbone back. From plank or knees tip forward, lower halfway. Maybe you can hold chaturanga 2 breaths. 1, 2, lower all the way down. Lift your heart cobra or continue into your upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Your hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart. Root firmly through the inner palms. You're still wrapping the tricep back, bicep forward, but if you overdo it, the hands lift. So really root through the inner hand, index finger and thumb. Spin the inner thighs back just the same. Lift the toes, lift the abdomen in and up. High to the toes, bend your knees, gaze up, step or hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway, pull your chest forward. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, arms forward and up, reach to the sky, palms press, and exhale, hands to heart. Okay, round 2, Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salute. Arms by your sides. Inhale, arms forward and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step to plank. Lower to chaturanga. If you're a jumper next round, you land here. Either flip over the toes, upward facing dog, or lower to the ground, any back bend you'd like. Down dog. 5 breaths. Really get into the breath. And see if you can fill the upper back, the back of the heart with breath. Inhale high to the toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Inhale, arms reach to the sky. Palms press, navel in and up. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, 3 rounds on your own. Surya A. If you don't know it, just make it up. We'll meet in your third down dog. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Continue on your own. Three to 5 breaths in down dog. If you didn't remember the sequence or the arm movements, no big deal. It's just about allowing you to connect breath and movement. If you end up in some other pose, spontaneously go with it. We've got 1 more round. We meet in your next down dog. All right. So meeting in down dog, take a few moments here. And then bring your knees to the floor. You can move into child's pose, just hips to heels, forward folding. If you have blocks, we're going to make this Anahatasana. So if you have blocks, you can put your forearms on the blocks, at shoulder width apart. We want to get onto the meat of the tricep. So we're going to walk our elbows forward, hands together, walk the knees back. Let the chest drop. Stretch the backs of the triceps, and maybe your prayer hands can drop between the shoulder blades, so the back of the heart. And if this isn't for you, you can take child's pose or any other rest. Release the arms. Slowly find your way back up and put your blocks back. Down dog. Take an inhale, raise the right leg up halfway. Exhale, step your foot to the center of your hands, right in the middle. Anchor the back heel down. Come on up, warrior two. And when you get to your warrior two, check out front heel, back arch alignment. Reaching the arms out, turning the palms up will make it dynamic. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up like you're holding a block. Exhale, press it down like you're pushing through water, sink into the lunge. Inhale, reach and straighten. Exhale, sink and press. Inhale and exhale. Then keep the bend, and then we'll continue dynamic. Inhale, reverse, right arm up, maybe left arm behind the back. And exhale, elbow to thigh as you sweep the back left arm over. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. One more. Inhale, reverse. You can always straighten the front leg if that helps. And exhale, side angle. Okay. So we're going to stay here, and it's going to be that same wrapping of the tricep down, bicep up. So continue to rotate so the thumb turns up on the left hand. Lengthen the side waist, and try to pull the front ribs into your spine. Couple breaths. Inhale, reverse one last time. Maybe straighten the front leg. And then exhale to the floor. Right hand down, follow with the left. Come up under the back toes and pause. Left hand is on the floor, or you can put it on a flat block. Right arm reaches towards the sky, twist. Stay here or stack the feet for side plank. Your choice. Those of you in side plank, if you want to bend the top right knee, set the foot on the floor behind you, lift the hips like bridge and reach the right arm back. Come back around, plank pose, down dog, or you can always add in a vinyasa or set of push-ups. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, step it to the center of the hands. Anchor the back heel down, line up heel to arch. Come on up, warrior two. Turn the palms up. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knee, push down like you're pushing through water. Inhale, reach and straighten. Exhale, push and sink in. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, this time reverse, maybe right arm behind the back. Exhale, side angle, right arm over. Inhale, reverse, maybe straighten the front leg. Exhale, side angle. One more. Now when you get to your side angle, see if you can rotate the right hand so the thumb is up, so that you're spinning the bicep to the ceiling, wrapping the tricep down to your face. Lengthen the bottom waist, front ribs pulling. Inhale, reverse, maybe straighten the front leg. Exhale to the floor. Find your lunge, right hand on the floor or flat block. Left hand reaches to the sky. Or stack the feet, moving into side plank. If you want, bend your top knee, foot on the floor, Lift your hips as you reach the front arm over. Unwind. Down dog or add a vinyasa, your choice. Five breaths here. Down dog, or this can always be child's pose. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, step your foot next to your right thumb tip. The back foot is going to boost up and over to the left a little bit, setting up for warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, arms rise. So sink into your lunge. Try to spin the left inner thigh behind you to square the hips. And then let's think about this like when we were in the beginning in Anjaneyasana. So right hand on the thigh, press it down. Try to sink a little bit more deeply into your lunge as you reach up out of the left hand. Inhale, lengthen, seal the back leg down. Exhale, slowly twist, elbow over the knee. Can you plant your palms together? Sink a little deeper, and you might stay with that back heel down, or it might lift, your choice. Lengthen your spine, hug the hips in, and open the heart. If you're not already, come up under the back toes. Go slow to unwind, but we're coming up to crescent. Just bring your hands to your heart. Bend your back knee generously. Get a nice stretch in the front thigh. Slowly straighten the legs. Turn to your left. Line up your feet. Make sure you're on a bit of a tightrope. Hands on your hips. Prasarita Padottanasana. So hands on hips. Lift the chest. Draw the shoulder heads back. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Keep your hands on your hips just a little longer. You can draw the elbows towards one another. Hands to the floor, gaze up. Hug those hips in, and exhale, fold. Gaze up. Turn to your right, facing the front of your mat. Step into down dog, or enjoy a vinyasa first. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, step it next to the left thumb tip. Boost the back foot up. Anchor the heel down to the right a little bit. Come on up. Warrior one. Sink into your lunge. Take a few moments here. So feel you can really sink into your front hip. Right arm reaches, left hand on the left thigh. Try to really root that thigh down as you lift up out of the right arm. Inhale. Exhale, go slow, twist. Elbow over the knee. Press your palms together. Try to really hug your hips in, lengthen your spine. You might end up on the back toes. No worries. It's similar parts of the same pose. Heart forward, breath moving. If you're not already on the back toes, come on up. Slowly rise into crescent. Bend your back knee generously. Try to lift your frontal hip bones towards your lower ribs. Can you feel your heartbeat? Go ahead and straighten the legs, turn to the right, and set up your feet one more time for Prasarita Padottanasana. So the feet are wide, toes turn in, yogi's choice, any arms you'd like. I'm going to interlace my hands. In fact, my shoulders are still a little tight, so I'm going to use my strap. I like to double it up. This is a super long strap. Okay, so however you'd like, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Lead with your heart. Slowly come on up. And release. Now, if you have a strap, set that aside. You can just stand with your feet together. We'll take a standing pose and then we'll work our way to the ground. So from here, sit back into chair. It doesn't really matter which direction you're facing. Slowly rise, bring your right knee with you. And then just bring your right hand down. You can hold the outside or the inside of the foot, whatever feels most comfortable for you right now. Press the foot into the hand, lift up through that left hand, and then when you're ready, hinge from the hips and fold. Try to lift the foot a little higher into the hand. Find a drishti in front of you, a point you can use for focus. And breathe. Slowly rise. Release the arms. Release the feet. Okay, one more side. Feet together. Sit back, chair. Slowly rise. Left hand down. Catch the outside or inside of the foot. It's nice to keep it similar, but it's not always available. Kick the foot into the hand. Lift the frontal hip bones. Stay or tip forward. Slowly return. Release. Tadasana. Okay, top of the mat. Inhale, sit back chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, choose your last vinyasa or move right to down dog. Place your knees to the ground, tailbone to the heels, child's pose, rest. Roll yourself up. Move your feet out from underneath you. Okay, so move forward. Find your way to the middle of your mat. If you have blocks or any other props, just have them near you. And we're going to come onto our back. Okay, so when you get to your back, we're going to see if we can pull all of this together and get into our big back bends. So you're on your back. Your feet are inner hip width, so it's as if you have a block between your thighs, so we're no wider than that. And then from there, bring your arms by your sides like we did in the beginning. Reach for the edges of the mat. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you and just move slow. Scoop the hips up. Root through the feet. Hug the inner thighs together. Maybe interlace the hands underneath you, but not necessary. Couple breaths in your bridge. And slowly lower the spine down. Now keep the hips on the ground. It's super tempting to grab the knees and pull them in, but we're going to keep our back bends all in a series. So we'll do that pulling of the knees in when we're done. So if you need to move, the feet go wider, the knees fall in, or we gently windshield wiper the knees. All right, so do what you need. Come to center. Back bend 2 can be that same bridge. Some of you may decide just to rest your hips on a prop and have that be your back bend. I'm going to see how I'm feeling. My back sometimes enjoys back bend, sometimes doesn't. So I'm going to see. Usually if I do a really good twisting practice, I stretch everything out, then I'm there. And I'm just letting you know this because you may be the same. Some days may be Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow feels really nice for you. Other days, not so much. So we'll find out together. So if you're taking bridge or another version of a back bend, go for it. Otherwise, make sure your feet are inner hip width. Send your hands up, bend your elbows, and try to take your fingertips and tuck them like you wanted to face your shoulders. Try to get the whole hand on the ground, right next to your ears. And those elbows are going to splice, so try to bring them in. If this is all you're doing, this is a lot of really good work. Stay here. You can see even for me, it's challenging. Now, we're going to lift our hips just to bridge. Pause there. See how you're feeling. If this is okay, press into your palms. Press just to the top of your head. Not a lot of weight here, but you can bring those elbows in, draw the shoulders back. If this feels okay, press into the palms, straighten the arms, move your chest through the shoulders, and you're still wrapping the triceps forward, biceps back. As you lower, go slow, chin to chest. Take your time, come all the way down. Pause. Again, it's super tempting to pull the knees in. Just rest. Close the eyes. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the results of your pose. Maybe roll your wrists around if you took that last pose. Okay, we've got one more, whatever you'd like, whatever back bend you were doing. I'm going to do Urdhva Dhanurasana again. So reaching the hands up, bending the elbows, fingertips towards your shoulders, elbows in. Take time to get that set. We're no rush. When we rush it, we usually lose a step. So take your time. Lift your hips. Press into the palms, especially the inner hand. Head down just for a moment, shoulders back. Press into the palms, spin the inner thighs down. Can you reach your tailbone to the back of the knees? Slowly lower, chin to chest, release. Windshield wipe for the knees. How did you do? I did okay today. Every day is different. Okay, now pull your knees into your chest. I know you've been waiting for that. Rock a little side to side. All right, how are we doing? The good news is we're pretty much going into our yin poses now, with one bridge pose in between. Not a bridge, but a pose that will just bridge the gap of challenge poses to rest poses. So take your feet to the ceiling. Point your toes. Take your hands to the ceiling. Hook the thumbs. Keep your feet together. Inhale, move your hands back, feet forward, any amount, just to a point of your control. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, move your hands back, feet forward. Exhale, bring it back. And just continue on your own. Go to a point of your control. Did a lot of back bends. Even though we want the back bend to happen between the shoulder blades and the upper back, sometimes the low back tries to do the work. And so we want to engage the core here so that our core is protecting our lower back. All right, now lower the legs all the way to the ground. Take your hands, bring them underneath your buttocks. Think of fish pose. Point your toes, shimmy the shoulders underneath. Lift your heart like fish, crown of the head to the floor. Maybe lift your legs. Now some of you are going to lower the legs as you press into your palms and just press right up to Dandasana. If that seemed like it wasn't going to happen, no big deal. Find your way up into Dandasana, staff pose. So hands by your sides, sit as tall as you can, roll the shoulders back. And the good news is now it's all yin from here, moving on. Okay, so I'm going to have a seat on a blanket. That just feels really nice for me in my practice. And then for the yin part of the practice, I usually use a timer on my phone so that we know what we're doing. We know how long we're here. So we're going to have our right leg straight, our left knee bent, like we're moving into Janu Sirsasana. I'm going to have props available as well. And so we're going to move into this pose for 3 minutes, but we'll change it halfway through. I'm using Insight Timer on my phone. Once your right leg is straight, your left knee is bent. Take an inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Revolve the chest a little right and then fold. Reach for that front leg. Or what's really nice is if you have props, you can just set your forearms down on your props. So we have a little bit of a twist to unwind us from our back bend. We've done so much work in those hamstrings strengthening, it's nice to give them a good stretch. You may notice your heart beating a little bit more today. Those back bends are really sort of activating the heart. Cardiovascular work for the day, getting our lungs and our heart involved. And then instead of forward folding, maybe you can just put your right arm on the inside of the right leg. Make this more of a side bend. So you can stay as you are or sweep that left arm over. And the last 90 seconds here, we'll get into the side body. When we think about the heart, the lungs, a lot of times it's just the front body. But these side ribs, when we can stretch those intercostals, those muscles between the ribs, they actually give us quite a lot of space to breathe as well. If the shoulder is tired or you did a lot of work with that today, you can always rest that left shoulder. And last 5 breaths. Okay, go ahead and slowly come up. Hear that? And then as you come to center, go ahead and bend your right knee, straighten your left leg. We'll do that same thing again. A little louder. So 3 minutes, forward fold. We'll start the first 90 seconds in our Janu Shasana. So lifting the arms, revolving the torso a little left and folding, reaching for your front leg or however this is making sense for you. Let the back of the neck be long. If you're someone who likes to move, you like vinyasa, these yin postures may be really challenging for you just to slow down, sort of stop. I promise it's these poses, they're not necessarily simple. They can be quite intense the longer that you hold them. And they can help build our tolerance for maybe more challenging poses, more challenging sequences. So if you're someone who likes to push yourself, I encourage you to do the same even in these what seems like more gentle postures. There's still an ability to strive, just in a different kind of way. All right, so maybe you're moving to the inside of that straight leg with the left arm. If you don't have a block, you can put a bolster or pillow on your leg. Just really make it user-friendly to you. Maybe the right arm sweeps over, just getting into the side body.
the shoulder, so if the arm ever needs to relax or you want to wrap it, anything else is fine. Your last couple breaths. All right, slowly bring yourself out. Soles of the feet come together into butterfly. And let's start with our feet close to the body. So getting into the inner thighs, you can scooch to the end of your blanket if you're sitting on it. And if butterfly is not for you, it bothers the knees, just not your pose. You might have a wall. You can do butterfly, the wall, or sort of malasana, anything that gets into the inner thighs. So sit tall, inhale, exhale, maybe fold. Again, just see how you feel. I mentioned earlier that sometimes Urdhva Dhanurasana, that big back bend, is challenging for me to do. Well, our sequencing is sort of, I find, it's like a combination lock. We need to have the right combination to sort of unlock those more challenging postures. So for me, when I do the combination well, when I have all those right elements for my pose, and usually not always, I get into the pose really well. But if I'm not warm, I haven't prepared myself in the right way, put myself at more injury for risk, or maybe won't be as successful as I'd like to be in that pose. About a third of the way in this pose, we need to make changes, go for it. About 10 full breaths left, 60 seconds. Last few breaths. Move slow, bringing yourself up. And then you can take your hands to the outer levels of the knees, bring them together, and then take your legs straight forward. We've done a lot of work maybe towards the end for the hamstrings, but if you need any extra support, you can always put a prop underneath your thighs. Move into forward fold. This can also be plow. This can be legs up the wall or in the air if you prefer. We'll be here 3 minutes. Timer's already going. You can reach up and lengthen, exhale, and fold. For me, I think I'll use a little extra props. See if you can really just get a nice even stretch along the whole back body. Heart opening is really back strengthening. So we spent our whole practice just really strengthening our back lines, our hamstrings, our mid and upper back. So let's just give them a nice good stretch. We're almost halfway through this pose. You can count the breath like you're counting sheep. I think you'll get to maybe 10 or 15 breaths at the most. And 30 more seconds. Alright, and slowly come up. We'll take our final pose and then move into Shavasana. So we can take that blanket out from our thighs. We can take the blanket out from underneath our seat unless we'd like to use it. Grab a strap or anything that's going to help you stretch your hamstrings. You can find your way onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then strap over the right foot to finish. Reach the leg to the ceiling. Lower the left leg down. And we'll just be here maybe 5 to 10 breaths. I'll count for us. Nice stretch in your hamstrings. Feel the femur descend in the socket. Placing your straps into your right hand. Turn the toes out to the right. Slowly open to the right. You can hold the leg. Sometimes we're even in places where there's a wall or prop or furniture we can use, and that's also a nice way to really ground the thigh.
Bring your leg to center, switch hands, cross the leg over. We'll end with a nice twist on this side. Bring yourself back up. And then place your left foot in the strap. Lower your right leg down. A few breaths here. Straps to your left hand. Turn your toes out left, open to the left. Lower halfway. Sometimes I even like to just set my elbow down on the ground and hold my thigh. It's not about getting to the ground here. Kind of done our work. This is just about completing our practice. Bring your leg to the ceiling. Switch hands, cross it over. Enjoy our final twist. Bring your leg up. Bend your knees. Pull the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And maybe you end with a nice happy baby. Knees to the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Then we'll set ourselves up for Shavasana. So when you get to Shavasana, set yourself up in a way that you're really comfortable. I'm going to use my bolster. And actually, since I have these props, I'm going to add a little bit of height to my bolster. This just releases the lower back, especially if low back try to do more of the work for you today. We're going to do 3-minute Shavasana. I'll just use my timer so that we know where we're at. And if you have any other props that you'd like to set, like a blanket over your belly, feel free. And just finding your way into your resting pose. And allow the effects, the results of your practice to really settle in. Shavasana. yourself back. Moving fingers and toes, stretching, maybe yawning. Bend your knees, roll to your side. And with your eyes closed or partially closed, press yourself upright to seated. Draw your hands to your heart in gratitude for all the work your body has done today. Lift your heart, bow your head. Namaste.